You came from Cuba. Yordenis came from Cuba. So many great fighters the last 20 years have come from Cuba. Back in the day, Teofilo Stevenson, he could never come to Cuba. What's it like being a fighter who comes from Cuba to America? Is that hard? Is that a hard journey? And what's that journey like for these fighters?
I think I already 9 years out of Cuba. So the way I did is I went to through Thailand. And I started being professional boxing because in Cuba, Felix Sabon, all those fighters belong to me from Guantanamo. I am from Guantanamo. Great fighter from there. And when I faced the professional boxing in Thailand, my first time, I did my transition. And it was helping me to realize there had to be a transition. Transition from the amateur boxing and professional boxing in the past, it was easy. But right now, we're not calling anymore amateur boxing. We're calling Olympic boxing style. Because of the use, the headgear for many years, change the clothes, change the rule, the score point machine. So there have been many adjustments after 92 Olympics. Then change from amateur boxing to Olympic boxing style. So it's harder. But okay, in my own experience, I worked, when I arrived here, I did with Gamboa, I made world champion Gamboa, Rigondo, Guillermo Rigondo, I made world champion Guillermo Rigondo, Solis, Erislandi Lara, Rance Barthélemy. So I've been working with Yordenis Ugas. I've been working with one of the best Cuban fighters in the last period. And I can tell you the harder part of the transition is a mentality. You know, me as a Cuban as well, it cost me many years to change my mentality, the Cuban mentality, Cuban way of living mentality, of the free world mentality. You know, in there we always being receiving order. You have to do this. You have to. It's like it's the mentality. So the reaction when you get free from all these things, you start to mess around. This happened to me.
It happens to the fighters too, you think?
For the fighter, worse. Because for me, I've been with responsibility since I left Cuba by myself. Even the Cuban government stopped me in few countries. I've been all around the world. I have 21 world champions right now. From Thailand, from Japan, from Germany, from England, you know, Mexico, and everywhere. But they cost me to change my mentality because my responsibility quicker than the fighter. Fighter is a different. Fighter mentality anywhere in the world. Fighter always being cared with somebody. And always they need somebody care of them. Okay, any professional amateur. In Cuba is toughest, harder. But the mentality, after you come to professional, you get the freedom and you get the money. Money, freedom, mean if you not have the self-control, and then you start to mess around. When you do that, and then you start to lose. This is where always I say, okay, if you have a very good talent and you doesn't have principles and way of behave in the society, and then all your talent will be down. So it's take a time. This happened with the Russian fighter. If you see the Russian fighter after 1991, they start to go to professional. Being after that time, 1991 to there, now you can see Russian fighter because they changed already, being a transition for more than almost 30 years of transition. The Cuban fighter is still now, Cuba is a communist country. So any fighter come, you need to, I think for any trainer, need to be smart, not only in training, is to change the mentality. All about. So it's a long to say, no? But anyway, talking about, we have to focus for the March 9. We have a very solid teamwork, very solid teamwork. We've been doing a great work, and we accomplished more than 100 rounds of sparring. Just we go for the win, like any trainer go to any fighter, we go for the win. We've been learning, we've been doing all the homework, so it's time to do on March 9.
Thank you so much for your time,
problem.
Ismael. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thanks for the wisdom, too. Thank you.